thank you and welcome. So therefore, fellow Africans, one more time, being on 24th of January 2025, I am once again delighted and pleased to also once again present to you our fifth pillar of the Change for African campaign, and that is the climate change that we face in Africa. In particular, our areas of discussion under our pillar number 5, the climate change that we face in Africa, will be the drought in agriculture and also deforestation and land degradation. So therefore, fellow Africans, with respect to our due customs, our today's country, to help us exemplify on this cognitive matter, will be country number 251, a country in the eastern part of Africa, and that is the great Ethiopia. Welcome, fellow Africans. A few statistics about Ethiopia, a country, one of the two countries that was never colonized. A country by the name Ethiopia is the second most populous country in Africa, with a population of approximately 126 million people, of which the majority of this population is comprised of the youth, whereby a larger portion of this population still is under the age of 30. Let's proceed, fellow Africans. So therefore, today, on this matter of climate change, last time, I remember vividly, we focused in the Republic of Kenya, where it was also about droughts and the impacts that droughts has brought to a country like Kenya in Africa. So therefore, still today in Ethiopia, we have one subtopic about deforestation and land degradation, and also drought and agriculture. So Ethiopia is a very agrarian country in terms of they do a lot of agricultural activities, and therefore Ethiopia it's actually highly vulnerable or weak to agriculture, weak to droughts, which affect millions of people relying on agriculture. Drought has taken yet a heavy toll in the economy of agriculture and the people of Ethiopia in particular. As we proceed, we would like to see what are some of the things, or what should be our areas of focus when it comes to combating things to do with drought and climate change. So therefore, frequent droughts actually disrupt Ethiopia's agricultural sector, leading to food insecurity, economic crisis and challenges. We have livestock losses, and so many other things in terms of the negative impacts that is brought about by climate change in Ethiopia. As we proceed, climate change is actually real in the Horn of Africa, because Ethiopia is actually it's a country in the Horn of Africa, whereby the sub-Saharan desert, the Saharan desert, they get a lot of, or they get the full impact of what climate change or the negative ripple effects of climate change does in that part of Africa. So therefore, fellow Africans, I would love us to go through some of the possible solutions, because these are actually the main things that we should be discussing. After we identify the problem, then we see on what is the greater solution to combat this, or to curb the effects of the ripple effects of climate change. So we have, in terms of under now drought and agriculture, so we want to see what are the solutions, because once we have these droughts is when we are realizing that the frequent droughts, they do disrupt the agricultural sector, leading to food insecurity. And actually, when it leads to food insecurity, it means that then what now they have, the prices of what is there now, because they have now to use a lot of funds maybe to import some, or what is there, they have to use a lot of resources to grow them, So it leads to what we call hiking of prices, hiking of prices, which also some people maybe do not afford that. So what does that mean? When prices hike, or when inflation rises, it means that now the majority of the population now may not be able actually to purchase the rights of the basic needs of their to cater for their daily services. So therefore, we want to see what is the possible solutions about this. We have, if we want to grow on this, we need to do what we call installation of modern irrigation systems. We have drought resistant crops and rainwater harvesting. Actually, those are very fast things that we can do, whereby we install modern irrigation system, whereby we should not only focus on rainfall, because rainfall is a natural resource, something that comes maybe depending on how things are, because we have been greatly hit by the effects of climate change. So therefore, us depending or having that over reliance on rainfall, we will be actually be in a daydream, because we need to now figure out outside the box, and that is mostly we can champion that, we as the youth of Africa. And drought resistant crops, and also if we happen to get the rains, what we should do, we should have systems that we have what we call the systems that can enable us to harvest this rainwater, so that we can store them and then we can use them for a very long period of time. As we proceed, fellow Africans, we want to go to our issue number 2, which is about deforestation and land degradation. So here we realize that deforestation is that cutting down of trees without replacement, and land degradation is whereby actually the quality of the soil, the quality of the soil goes down, in terms of, so how do we realize it's gone down? It's whereby now the yields actually also go down of what you get from that soil, they go down. And so actually Ethiopia has been on the forefront, because according to the statistics I'm having, is that Ethiopia has been able to, they have a program, they launched a program which was launched in 2019 by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed in 2019. It was a reforestation program. Now this is under the deforestation and the land degradation. The program was launched, and the main agenda of this program was it is a reforestation program that aims to combat climate change and deforestation. So it is a program that is called the Green Legacy Initiative. So far so good, according to the statistics, that the program they have been able to plant about, as of 2022, according to the report, that over 25 billion trees had been planted, and their target is actually to get its target is to plant 50 billion trees by 2030. So I think it is a great program, and this is where now the youth discussion comes in, and this is why the Change for African campaign it's actually a great idea about changing Africa, revolutionizing Africa, because Ethiopia itself, as we have seen the statistics, that the majority of the population, being the second most populous state in Africa, that the majority of the population is under the age of 30. These are the youth now. So these are people who have the energy, who have the power, the things to do. They have the energy, and they have the ability, to move fast, and they can make very great decisions about changing Africa. And so this initiative is actually driven by the youth. It's something that should be embraced by the youth, that we are facing this problem about climate change. What is some of the solution? As planting trees. Planting trees and taking care of them. Planting and taking care is two different things. I've planted trees before, and I've seen that. So it is whereby we can be part, the youth of Africa, will stand up and be part of the solutions about combating or curbing things to do with the ripple effects of climate change in Africa, because climate change is actually real, and we need to be very decisive about our plans, and very decisive about the solutions towards curbing climate change in Africa. And this is an issue whereby actually for this Change for Africa campaign, it's actually by time, but we are cooking something whereby we want to make sure that we start to see how we can roll out these programs and have days that we can plant trees. And more so on this year, I'll be giving you more information as we proceed about the World Environmental Day that will be held on 5th of June, that is held on 5th of June annually since 1973. So therefore, fellow Africans, actually deforestation worsens drought effects by reducing rainfall and degrading soil quality. Deforestation actually reduces rainfall because trees are is a very critical component of the ecosystem, because trees, there's what we call transpiration. So when trees transpirate, the water vapor, they lose water in terms of water vapor to the atmosphere. The water vapor now goes there. When you have enough trees, it goes, and then it condenses, and then it comes back in form of rainfall. So when you have no trees, it means that biological process will not happen, and that's when we also face things to do with the very harsh ripple effect of climate change. Just have a few statistics under the Green Legacy Initiative of Ethiopia is that their goals were here to increase forest cover, restore degraded landscapes, improve environmental resilience, and create green jobs, and also to stimulate economic growth in Ethiopia. And I think with how far they have gone, actually they have made a step. We shall be delving much deeper into this to see and understand how far they are, and we shall actually be updating us, all of us, to understand how things are happening now in Africa, because Africa is a continent of great potential, more so because we have the youth, and that is why the main under the agendas of the Change for Africa campaign is to unite the youth of Africa, because once we are united, then we are bound to win this, and we will win, because it is very at its infant stages, almost even under 1 year, and we have really made some immense progress, and we thank God for that progress. So therefore, fellow Africans, it is on Friday, and as you know, we have 5 pillars from Monday to Friday. So I want to thank you so much for the week we have been together. See on Monday, governance; Tuesday, potential resources; yesterday about the living standards, and today we wrap it up with the climate change in the great Ethiopia. So therefore, fellow Africans, as you go to the weekend, I want to wish you just a great weekend, and God bless you. Continue to give opinions. Let's unite. Let's work together, because Africa is destined to be triumphant the moment we unite. It has come to an end. Have a great week, a great weekend ahead, and God bless you, and God bless Africa. Thank you.